hope Grandma taught you well.
Holes in the net are proof that sharks are still trying to bite their way in.
Oh, hell, whose patch is this?
Nothing wrong with that patch.
Excellent.
A bit more umbilical, please.
Yeah, roger that.
Gotta be onto it.
Have to be in this industry, mate. Easily lose a limb or lose a life every day at work.
Get to go diving for a job, mate. It's a pretty good deal, I reckon.
Don't tell the companies that. It's all hard work.
Yeah, don't tell them we enjoy it.
After almost 6 weeks at sea, the crew of Kingfish has a visitor. Flies are a surefire sign land is near. It's been the longest trip any of the crew can remember.
Yeah, almost home. What's that? Jeez, been a long time.
What does it feel like to get home?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing the girlfriend. Sick of looking at blokes. So yeah.
The sight of land has reminded Mika he needs to do his washing.
Okay, got me washing in the bag now. Now all I gotta do is attach this rope. Just put a bowline in there. Right, there's no soap at all in here. What cleans it is the bubbles from your propeller. And all you're gonna do is grab this end or you'll lose it.
It's good science. The highly oxygenated water washes away the dirt and stains.
Then we just tie him onto here. Leave him for a couple of hours. And she's good as done.
The weeks at sea have certainly taken their toll on Kingfish skipper, Mark. He's sporting a radical new haircut.
You get bored out at sea. There's nothing else to do. Gotta entertain yourself somehow.
Maybe it's nerves. As a first-time skipper, Mark's about to face his biggest challenge of the trip. The most treacherous part of the voyage is coming up. After the break, Mark navigates $10 million worth of tuna around Cape Catastrophe and gets it wrong.
Doesn't look like we're gonna make it through.
To reach the safety of Port Lincoln Bay, the tuna boats must tow the transport pens through a narrow and exceptionally dangerous passage. The headland is called Cape Catastrophe, and with good reason. More than a few ships have met their end on the rocks here. The skippers must time their run just right, set off too late or too early, and the powerful tide will sweep them backwards. Pete has navigated the passage many times.
You can get halfway through and you get caught out with the tides, and it'll either suck you all the way back out, or it can move you anywhere to the sides. You can get caught up near the islands or around the mainland.
Pete's timing is spot on, and they steam through without incident. But he's worried for his friend Mark. Kingfish is still a couple of miles behind.
Taxi, you're safe?
Yeah, roger, Pete. You receive me over.
Yeah, Roger. Just wondering how you're travelling there.
Yeah, we're not travelling that well. We're still a mile from the gap here, so it doesn't look like we're going to make it through.
It's not the spot I wanted to be, but we just didn't have the luck on our side.
Kingfish won't make it through. Mark must keep a close eye on the depth sounder. In shallow waters, it's all too easy to tear the bottom of the pen. The guys usually take turns on night watch, but with over $10 million of fish on the line, Mark refuses to sleep. Just before midnight, he makes another attempt to navigate the passage.
Yeah, about 1:30 we should be in a safe zone.
This time, right place, right time. By morning, Kingfish is in the bay and out of trouble. Mark is exhausted.
It's been a bit of a long day and a long night, but we're there now. Just slowed down with the tide, but we're a lot happier than we were yesterday.
They're almost home, but the job's not finished by a long stretch. The fish must now be transferred to feeding pens at the tuna farm. As Kingfish pulls her pens alongside, fisheries inspectors arrive to meet her. First, the fish must be sampled to get an average weight. Marcus has come out to oversee things.
We need to catch 40 fish and work out an average size, and then after that, we'll start transferring the tuna.
Calculating the average weight of the fish helps fisheries estimate the total weight of the tuna caught. If they think Marcus has exceeded his quota, some of these tuna will have to be towed 80 miles back to sea and released. Covering their eyes calms the tuna. So does gently tapping them. Nobody knows why.
616.
Fisheries enter the weight of each fish into their database. Fish later, and it's the moment of truth, the final average.
88.6. The end is near.
But there's one more hurdle to jump. Now that they have an average size, fisheries will count the total number of fish. Multiply the two together, and it gives the total catch weight. Marcus is in trouble if he's caught too many tuna. Operations manager Robbie Staunton is back on deck. He's come out to help with the fish count.
We swim them through a gate with a camera. So every fish is recorded so we can determine our tuna quota.
Fisheries will watch the video in slow motion to double check for an accurate count. Damo cuts the transfer gate open. The last act of the tuna drama is about to start.
Boy, down!
These are nervous times for everybody. The final transfer is the culmination of months of work and planning.
Righto, boys, open the gate, open the gate! Let us pull this up.
A crane pulls the bottom of the transport pen upwards. This will force the tuna through the transfer gate. It's a start, but most of the tuna are too nervous to venture out of the transport pen.
What, you reckon push them that way? All right.
The divers can't chase the tuna. That'll make them panic, and the fish could scrape themselves on the net. A scarred fish is worth a lot less in the fish markets. Suddenly, the tuna start pouring through. The divers can't believe their luck. In the back of their minds, they're all thinking they might get back to port tonight.
A lot of hard work goes into this, and we're almost there.
Captured wild from the treacherous seas of the Southern Ocean, the journey of the southern bluefin tuna usually ends on a dinner plate in a trendy Japanese restaurant.
Close the gate! Close the gate!
Almost over for another year.
With the tuna safely transferred, it's time to start fattening them up. Tuna are big eaters. For every pound of weight they put on, they must eat 15 pounds of food. With millions of dollars worth of tuna safely in the farm, Marcus heads back to port a happier and richer man. The guys on Kingfish are heading home too. They've made good money for their time at sea and can now afford a few luxuries.
Colonel Sanders gonna cook for me tonight. Yeah.
There's only been time to transfer 1 pen of tuna. It's torture for the crew of Saxon S. Fortunately, there's been a beer delivery.
I wonder how many cigarettes it'd take to burn through this tail line. Just keep going.
Took Drew and I 4 hours to cut through one of these with his blunt pocket knife one night.
Really?
I won't tell you where, but...
Must have been bored. I know where.
After 6 weeks at sea, battling rough weather, sharks, boredom, engine noise, cramped quarters, and each other, the moment the Kingfish crew has been holding out for has arrived.
I'd love to be back home. Most I've smiled for a few days.
With friends and family on shore to greet them, the guys can finally forget about fishing for a while. On Saxon S, the beer is still flowing. And despite weeks of being cooped up together, the crew are still talking to each other.
I'll tell you what.
You couldn't organise a fart in a can of baked
At least
beans,
I
mate.
tried. Once we get off this boat, Stephen, I don't want to see you for another year. Yeah.
Whatever they say, guys like this have the sea in their blood. They'll be back next year for another shot at Australia's wild tuna.